All right. Welcome to the Blue Green Ocean Road podcast. Yeah. Exciting shit. All right. Welcome to the Blue Green Ocean Road podcast. I decided to go back to the backyard. Well, in the backyard mechanic. I used to fix my cars all the time. And then one day I just stopped. I got these, I'm going to learn it. It's diagnostic. You plug it into your car and you figure out, it gives you a readout, everything that's going on. So, back to the backyard. I had faith in going to a dealership, just buy a car and they'd take care of it. No. Oh, it's no good. They charge like, I don't know, 140, 120 say, for the scan. And these are 60. This is $60. And to clear the code, you clear the codes in this and to make that light go out. And it doesn't matter because, like, if you drive, if it's still broken, the light will come back on once you start driving it again. The code will come back. But if it's like just a glitch or these guys, last time I went there, the engine light's on, right? So I paid for the diagnostic. It was $100 and some bucks. And then they said I needed a fuel pump. And I don't know. Well, I couldn't do it, so I just said, it's still running, right? And they go, yeah, so well, I'll wait till I have to get towed back here, I guess. That was 2 years ago. And fuel pump's fine. So that's over. That's enough of that now. I learned a trick, which works, actually. You know, you reboot a computer when it's flaky. Sometimes your car does that too. Maybe don't do it because I said so. You disconnect the battery, right? And turn the lights. The lights won't come on, but it'll drain all the remaining electricity floating around in the car. And then when you plug the battery back in, it reboots. Runs a little weird at first. I guess it actually learns your driving style or whatever. You know, I don't know. It learns stuff. So there's a trick. See, it's Thanksgiving. Maybe everybody's flown to somewhere. Are you flying somewhere? Like and subscribe and shit. Look, the Midway. This movie was pretty fucking great. But that was just for me. They gave us a button for showing up. Roman Emmerich. Very good. Wild Battle. I read a bunch of books on this one. Oh, thank God you have to listen to me no more. Alright, there you go. I'll admit this guy. I'll admit it. I liked your comment. I just read it. I didn't look until just now about the memories about being a kid.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, the horses and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Once you start thinking about it, it's like you start with one memory and then you start getting a bunch of them. You know?
Yeah. The big thing for me is remembering what it's like to not have language. Most people can't remember anything before words.
I was putting shit together in my head. You know what I mean? I remember trying to start a fire in my crib. I took all my they left books in there, like those kid books, and I was ripping them up and making kindling, like I saw my dad do in a real fireplace. I don't know. I'm sitting here in the corner, just kind of waiting for it to catch now. So I want my crib to catch fire. This is a really dumb person. But I didn't have any brain cells yet. That was in Providence.
It's a good thing they did lock you in a crib.
Yeah, I was I was good at moving it. I don't remember that part. That was the story that I know about it is I was good at moving it towards the window, and it was on Douglas Avenue. We were on the third floor. Actually, that was a baby killing floor because you run to the screen to give, and they fly. It happens all the time. It's going to be in the journal this spring, every spring. some kid goes flying out of one of them 3 families down in Providence because the screen ain't on right. Kid just runs. You know, kids run towards shit and just hit it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Clapton's kid.
What? Oh, yeah, fell.
Yep. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Oh, I'm working on my tripod, and because it's been really clear lately, and I'm trying to get it where I can use it, right? But I want to show other people, you know, like zero in, lock it, and then go, okay, now look. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Did I tell you the top of Jeremiah Hill is open now?
Yeah, we got to do that. We got to do that, man. I should come up. I got you know what this is? It's a car scanner. It scans the engine, right? And I'm getting a Chilton's. It's coming.
Nice.
I'll tell you what. 2 years ago, I went to the dealer with the engine light on. They said it was a fuel pump, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to go ahead and wait for it to fail because I got fuel pump money right now." That was 2 years ago. Probably the gas cap, probably. I just had. It's like 120, 130 per scan, right? Per scan.
Yeah.
This is $60. So every time you go there, you could have bought 2 of these, and
Right.
talk to your car. That's what I've been up to. I'm going back to the backyard, Mike.
What else are you gonna do?
It's
You
nothing I
gonna
can
fix
do.
them?
They're not even going to fix it. They're just going to charge me money,
Hey,
and then I'm going down the road.
What's going on?
It's cold out there this morning, George. You got your fire going?
No,
Why not?
I was just about to start one.
Yeah, start a fire. We need this. This podcast needs a fire. Big one, big giant fire, Mike. Like ridiculous, just like dangerous, big, dangerous fire.
Dave Fire.
Yeah, you and me.
So I'm still eating breakfast. Hope you don't mind.
Hey, it's American, man. Do anything you want.
I saw your brother's turkey. A picture of your brother's turkey. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, man, 42 pounds.
42.
It's a dinosaur.
Yeah,
Good thing
beautiful.
it didn't have teeth. They wouldn't have been able to kill it. Be like one of them movies from the 50s. Get the little Japanese guys running away. Ah! Godzilla!
I like Gamera, friend of the children.
Gamura, Gamura. Yeah.
The aliens were going to eat the children's brains, so they would know all the knowledge that they needed to invade Earth. Oh yeah, I think it was an acid trip.
There's the dinosaurs.
Huh? Oh
Look at
yeah.
those little dinosaurs.
Hey, is that the phone you hit with the lawnmower? Is that what we're looking at? Because it's a shitty picture, man. Jesus, it's like pop art.
Yeah, well, it's, they said that this was an improved camera and improved battery life. Neither.
They always say that. Hey, look at this, Mike. Check it out. Can you see that? Can you see that poster?
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting into posters.
The Blues Brothers.
I got the Sombrero Galaxy. It's coming. And also Andromeda. Big 2x3 poster. That it was like $24.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm making the hangers out of like 2 boards and magnets, those little round magnets. It's just saying clamps on it, and you put the one on the bottom and it just holds it. That's being held up by those little magnets, and
Really?
I taped paper clips. You make a line of the blue tape. You put a whole line of paper clips on the sticky side, right, and you stick it on the wall. You put the magnets anywhere you want. You just kind of rub it in, and it's yeah. That's the temporary thing. I'm going to make. I bought.
So you got
one.
multiple ones on the same strip of tape?
Yeah, you just take a strip of tape and you put a whole bunch of paper clips down the back of it, like a strip of metal.
You know, when you hang a bunch of things off of it, eventually it just peels off the wall and they all come down.
Well, look, I got 4 of them up top, see? And I got some heavier ones down here. I got like a bottle opener on the bottom one. It's holding it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Not into it at all.
It's not, Wayne isn't eye candy for her?
No. I think it's the language kind of thing. Subject matter.
Yeah. That play on
So,
words.
like I was
you know,
I was at
really,
the Thanksgiving dinner, and one of the guests works at a large retail furniture store, and he was telling me that there was a young boy that they caught mixing a batch,
Really?
spreading some literature in amongst the furniture.
Oh, no. Did he get any on it?
Huh?
Did he get any on the furniture?
I don't know. I didn't go into that much detail, but parents,
Feeding the
parents
ducks?
want to shop, and the kids are running around doing whatever they do.
Wow.
So I figured,
never thought to do that.
they get a bunch of old mattresses and stuff on returns. They can set up a space in the warehouse in the back, and the kids can go have some fun while the parents shop. It could be a great retail kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, line the walls with box springs. I always wanted a room in my house like that. Just lined with mattresses and box springs and a big old heavy bag in the middle. I could just throw myself around, freak out, bounce off the walls, as it were.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you now,
Yeah.
Dave.
My computer rebooted
Ah, well, that's good. That's a
because
good
I was
time to
swinging
do
it
that.
around a room showing you magnets. Baked. Don't get baked in podcast. Well, actually,
Dave and Dave, at it again.
at it again. Now I'm
My
just not
sister
going to
must-
touch nothing.
My sister Nancy ate edibles.
It's my
For the
folder.
first time.
No, she ate them for Thanksgiving, and I guess she ate too much. He was stoned.
Wow. She all right?
Oh yeah, he's fine. Her eyes are at half mast the whole time,
Good for her.
Yep.
So, Mikey's going completely nuts over Dan Carlin, of course.
Oh,
There's this one book
Does he
I
have a
think
new
he'd like.
podcast out? Does Dan Carlin have a new podcast out?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Oh, I gotta listen to that. I'm a big fan of his.
Or you could read the book he just read and start sounding like him.
You don't like him?
I like him. Its thing is, I know, yeah, I read that book, and yes, I ran around sounding like you for a while after reading it. Like The Last Stand, right? I think I was like, the one is like, the Lakota was fucking wild. They believed the buffalo came out of the ground. They came from the ground, right? That was the explanation. That's how they lived, right? They said, we got buffalo, right? The earth just gives it to us, right? Sometimes things, don't work out, but that's where they come from. That's how your life is, right? When you're a little kid, you ask your dad, "Where's all these buffalo come from?" They come from they come out of the ground. The earth kind of spits them out, and they flow like water. And then it's for us,
But what about that buffalo over there pushing one out of her ass?
And Sitting Bull,
Isn't
right?
that where they come from?
Sitting Bull is like he had his vision quest, right?
Yeah.
And he was told, "Don't tie your pony's tail in a knot because it uses it to swat flies in balance," right? Also, he was told not to wear that bandana and the war paint. Instead, get dirt from a gopher hole, right? Smear it all over your face and then weave like grass into your hair. So this is what he comes back with the vision quotes. Also, he says a bullet will never kill you. You'll die by stabbing, being held and stabbed to death, right? And everybody, he didn't keep this to himself. He like told everybody. So and that's exactly how he died. And he did get hit by a bullet. Matter of fact, there's one time he sat in the middle of a battle during a skirmish with bullets going back and forth. He got right in the middle. And he says, "Who will smoke with me?" Right? And a couple of the other warriors came out. And that's why they had a smoke out there as the bullets are going by. Fuck is fucking wild. The thing is it happened. You know what I mean? Yeah, anyway, so do I sound a little like Dan Collin now, maybe? You know,
Well, he doesn't have the Rhode Island accent.
over there.
Yeah, get the sitting
So
bull
anyway, yeah,
over there.
I know.
Sitting bull
I know.
over there.
History's a fucking... Me and George have read a couple of big fat ones on World War II. Starts in Africa, goes through Italy, and then ends in Berlin. Big fat fuckers. Like, you can't read them after a while. Like, you just get exhausted. Like one page, a regiment gets wiped out in the valley. One guy made it, walked out. He doesn't even know why he's alive, right? That day. His Liberty ship got hit in a port in Italy and was full of, I think, nerve gas. One of the bad ones, right? Just in case the Germans broke theirs out, we had some. Instead, it destroyed the town. Everybody in town, including the soldiers, like shitload of people died because of it. It was a Luftwaffe. The Luftwaffe would just hit it because they were bombing things, you know? And they got a Liberty ship, and that's what it was loaded with. So that's another page, right? Remember that, George?
Yes.
Italy was a bitch. Fuck me.
It was. It was some of the toughest fighting of World War II took place in Italy.
Yeah. They don't get no credit.
And mistake upon mistake was made, and sarin gas was kept close to the front.
Right,
just
it was
in
sarin,
case.
I think. I forgot the gas.
Yeah.
Ugh. Exhausting.
Kept at a port amongst civilians in case they needed it.
Yeah.
In case they thought the Germans were going to get desperate at some point and use their stockpiles of gas.
Just in
They
case,
wanted
you
to have
know.
something to retaliate.
Yeah, they're going to use... Yeah, we could use it too. You know? Fuck me. Yeah, it was weird. That guy Clark, the general there, he wanted his big headline, Clark takes Rome. And he actually spent a lot of fucking soldiers doing it, like recklessly, so he could get his fucking headline. And the day he took Rome, it was D-Day. He didn't know that, right? So he was off the front page. No shit. Yeah. That's why you never heard of the guy. Unless you read big, fat, thick books about him. General Clark.
All the big generals were headline whores, from MacArthur to Patton to Clark. They're all headline whores anyway, so they're all looking for the glory. They all had presidential aspirations after the war.
Yeah. They all fancy themselves Grant.
But it's sad, you know. The kind we grew up assuming that World War II was all glory, guts and glory for the Americans.
The old John Wayne and shit.
Stupid mistakes that were made. A lot of horrible mistakes that were made by, a lot of bungling nonsense that went on that killed a lot of innocent lives. Put troops at risk unnecessarily, and a lot of things you didn't know. It was a good read.
Does it happen?
Well, that's the thing. Like that happens with every army, every military. There's stupid mistakes. Sometimes it costs you the war.
Fog of war. You don't know what's going on. All you know is what's the immediate area. It says, this sucks here.
Yeah.
I don't like it this part.
Like Napoleon's famous line, never interrupt the enemy while they're making a mistake.
Right?
I want to see that movie.
That's
that movie
strong.
looks good.
Oh, I know.
I'm
I
a
can't
big
wait
Napoleon fan.
Oh, here we go.
I love fucking eBay, man. A guy just sold me 11 Stephen King books for $20. Under $2 a book.
Hardcover?
Yeah. Some old ones that I want to reread and shit. Desperation. That'd be my third time reading Desperation. I got that now. This is this crazy box of fucking Stephen King books, right? Like Chris, it's $20 fucking dollars. You know, like oh, I don't know.
Haven't you read them all?
Some I haven't. Most of them, yeah. It'd be a second read. I got Misery. I read Misery once, and that's the only book that made me jump. I mean, a jump scare, like the cat running like this, right? It was, is that a car? It's Annie's back, right? Like what? Now I'm looking at the fucking book. Like, what the fuck? Nothing's ever done that. Like, physically made me jump scare. Holy fuck. So anyway, and Misery, I had no idea what it was about. I found it and started reading it. I didn't know shit about it, which is great because it starts off as a slow reveal. He's just fogged and he's in pain. And somebody comes and takes the pain away, right? And he's describing it as a tide. Like when the pain is the worst, the tide's all the way out. And you can see all the old pylons and all the jagged tops of it, right? And then when the pain was taken, or the tide would come in, and you could just see that they were just under the waves. Yeah. And then, like, you know, that's how he described the pain the whole time. Like how this is today. The bay was dry, you know, and he had to wheel out, and he went to the storeroom, took a big risk of getting there, right? And that's right, he was like there, and then is that a car? And I was like, Andy's back, right? That's it. I was like, holy fuck, right? Holy fuck! And I was looking at the book, it says, holy fuck, Misery, yeah. I got it. Look at this shit, man. And I go, this ain't even all of them. I gave Tommy knockers to a guy at work. I just said, here, read this. You want it's like time travel. You start reading it, next thing you know, 8 hours is going away. You know, just bending and staring at the wall to try to stay awake or something. Let's see, oh yeah, Misery.
Yeah, classic.
The Colorado Kid. This would be my
pretty
third time
spicy
this
cover
one.
there.
Desperation is fucking great. Takes place in Nevada. Not a good place. Carrie. Never read it. Gonna read it now. Eyes of the
those some
Dragon,
old
I never
timers.
read. Gerald's Game, no. Look, Mike. Number 1. It's in here.
A
This
Dark
one,
Tower.
neither. I never
Oh,
read
that
this.
was a great series.
The Dead Zone.
Dead Zone.
I think the Dark Tower series was his best work.
This one I read in Tahoe. This was what was on the rack in the convenience store in Tahoe, different seasons. And this is like Shawshank Redemption, Stand By Me, all those stories. Like I'm reading, it says, when's the Ghouls coming out? And I'm waiting for the Ghost, you know, and they just turn out to be these straight up stories, which were awesome.
Oh,
I
cool.
love this fucking book. All 4 novellas turned into movies, good movies. They're all good.
Yes,
Yeah.
some of the best.
Wait, there's
Yeah.
more. This isn't all
Wait.
of them.
But wait,
Wait, there's more.
That's what I mean. $20, Mike.
Did you actually order before midnight tonight?
$20 fucking dollars though.
We'll send you.
Money well spent, Dave.
Yeah. Hey, my daughter had to sit down and watch a horror movie the other night, Friday night,
Oh yeah.
or Wednesday night. It's called Pearl. It just came out, and it was like filmed in this faux Technicolor. It almost looks like it's filmed in like The Wizard of Oz. You know, it's like
Oh
but
yeah.
it's like in Technicolor, like Midwestern farm wholesomeness and stuff like this, and took place just after World War One. Yeah, check it out sometime. It's a really interesting, bizarre horror movie.
All right.
I won't give any details other than it's filmed really wildly, and well, you'll see.
Is this something that's not on Netflix?
Something that's not on Netflix. What was it on? I think it was Showtime.
Showtime makes good shit. They made the new Twin Peaks. I love that. Oh my god, that's fucking good.
Twin Peaks.
I found we still had Apple TV, so I've been watching a series on that. It's called Invasion. It's about these aliens. You haven't seen them yet, but they're destroying everything.
Right. I started watching that, then the drama just kind of got me. It's too much, drama, not enough action, I guess. And I think gave it up after about 10 episodes or so. But
We
it
don't
started
got
out
that far
great.
in.
It started out like really interesting, but I don't know.
I'm
Kind of
still in
lost
that
interest
part.
in it.
I'm still in the
Yeah?
really interesting part. Yeah.
I think they're Earthlings. Like anything from anywhere else, this would be poison. We couldn't even be food. The gravity would be all wrong.
Well, yeah.
We don't have nothing else has. Like, there's plenty of water on the way in with comets and shit. They don't need to get all the way down here to get ours.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got nothing.
Like, there's nothing here for aliens to want to come and get.
No.
That they can't get anywhere else.
That's why they got to be
Anywhere
local.
else.
They got to maybe be a past civilization, like a spot. They just can't even breathe.
Yeah, they
the
are
air
local.
here.
They're fucking humans.
Humans
It's human
lying around.
technology. That's what it is.
So they're not like Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom over here, like
Well, that would be
you know.
interesting. Yeah, sure.
Hey, check this shit out, man. Look at these
I mean,
guys.
Think about it. If you could fly to some other planet with totally different life, would you want to go there and watch it, look at it?
I
Of
know.
course,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's Jacques Cousteau, Mike. Fucking Jacques, right?
Yeah.
The terrible human, car driver or whatever. Oh no, Jim's in trouble.
That's right. Jim Fowler, famous animal wrestler,
I'll
will
hide in
now
this bush
wrestle
while
to
Jim
the ground.
It's gonna wrestle a
The
human.
fucking temperature of that rhino over there.
One of them 3 foot tall
my,
big
he's in
grays is gonna
trouble.
go stick his probe up in that rhino's hat.
Yeah,
That's right.
this is a good time to talk about life insurance. Mutual
I like
Omaha.
it. Alien Steve Irwin. Crocky, look at that. Look at that one.
I knew that guy was going to have
he's
a
a
last
big
show.
fella.
Oh, he's a naughty boy.
This is the deadliest snake in the
Yeah.
world. Things trying to
Oh.
bite him. This is the deadliest snake in the world.
Look at him trying to bite me.
Fucking Stingray got him.
I wouldn't last 2 steps.
Stingray got him because
Yeah.
he was out of his element.
Yeah.
Ocean wasn't his place. He shouldn't have been in the ocean. He started acting like he was on land, and it killed him. Stingray got him right in the heart. He just got too
Yeah.
close to it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Got the money shot. Just like right off, like a
Back off, buddy.
really lucky shot.
What are you,
Yeah.
nuts? Yeah, it's Steve Irwin, right? The Stingray said, what the fuck is this? Like everybody else who ever saw him. You know what I mean? What, are you out of control? What the
Yeah.
fuck? What's going on?
I like Steve Irwin. He's like at that time when my kids were really young. We'd sit
That
around and
was
watch
reckless.
kid
So
TV.
I just said, this guy's
And,
going to have a
yeah,
fantastic last show. That's what I was watching. Yeah,
It
interesting.
was a lot
but
of
I mean,
fun.
It just seemed
Yeah.
just a level below the grizzly guy in the fucking woods over there.
Yeah,
He was.
much
you mean
more
like,
knowledgeable
like the
than-
bear
No, I'm saying
botherer?
way lower. I'm not saying he's up with Dingbat, but still,
that guy.
With-
was
he got reckless. He got reckless. And
Didn't know they could
I
do
didn't get the
that.
sense he thought too much about safety and shit. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, Steve Irwin grew up. I think his father's business was getting rid of crocs out of people's like backyards.
It's
and
like
stuff.
what he was doing all his life,
He
and that's
grew
how
up
he
doing
did
that
it.
shit.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah,
We used to catch shit that was around. I used to catch bullfrogs and grass snakes enthusiastically. Mice once in a while. So
of course, everything in the Australian bush will probably kill you. The spiders, the ants,
Yeah.
the
yeah. That's true. Philippines too.
snakes. Yeah.
Fucking just not one thing, it's another. You go, wow, a lizard, really? A lizard just broke my leg? What the fuck?
more trouble than you
Well,
were.
that lizard boy will kill you in 3 days. The bacteria from its mouth will slowly digest you for the lizard.
Oh yeah, slow digestion. That's the worst. Fuck, I hate that one. The nightmares. But digested slowly over 1,000 years. That's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Lucas, like that could happen. Yeah.
And that goanna will just sit there patiently and wait until you're digested. Then it'll go over there and eat its fill. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with aliens, Mike. You know when people get abducted, it sounds a lot like getting tagged. Like that's what a shark was. Suddenly the shark's on the deck. Blah blah blah. They're sticking a fucking tag in his fin. Then he tosses it back in, and he's like,
That's right. Tagged and released.
he tells the other sharks. The other sharks say he's
Sport
full
hunting.
of shit. He's like, fucking get the fuck away from us.
Catch and release, sport hunting.
Yeah.
So last week, I wasn't here last week. You might have noticed. Maybe you didn't notice. I wasn't there last week.
Yeah, I missed
Where are
it.
you? Where?
I
Weren't
went
here?
on this hike with, one guy was a biologist. One guy's the state ranger. One guy is like ran the whole deer and turkey program for Connecticut. And the other guy was an archaeologist. And we went to look at these chambers and rock formations down in Montville, Connecticut. And there's this one tunnel that the hurricane of 38 exposed it. There was a big oak tree growing on top of it. And when it fell over, some people were going up through the woods looking at the damage, and they saw this hole, and it's like a tunnel. They found the entrance, and where you go in it, it's like 22 by 22. You got to crawl in on your belly. Then it gets bigger, and you can crawl on your hands and knees, and then it opens up into a chamber. It goes 40 feet straight back into the hill. It's really wild. It's really old, And then we saw a total of 5 chambers that day, and a bunch of snake effigies and other weird shit. The archaeologist, like, he spent his whole career in New England, so he knows it. Like, he's like, this is colonial. That's not colonial, and that was pretty cool to go along with him for that. And then there was this cave, and then there was a lot of snake effigies. These weird snake stone walls. They're like the one I got back here. They're just like 1 or 2 layers high, and they snake around, and they got a big head on the end of them. It's really wild.
So, how did you get into the cave? You able to crawl into
Well,
that
the
cave?
I didn't go in the cave. When this guy takes people in there now and then. He runs these hikes, and it's down in Mohegan territory. So he's got the Mohegan archaeologist, a medicine man, and a couple of young guys from the Mohegan tribe, and they went down in this cave. I didn't go down in it, but another time when he was there with them, he said they crawled way down inside until he couldn't hear their voices anymore. It looked like you could just, like one of those caves that you could just barely fit through, Anyway, right above that is a rock that's been chipped into the shape of a really crude shape of a wolf's head. So that was really cool too. Then there was a dry well that somebody built a well house over, but never had any water. And down below, you could just like fit someone skinny down in there. And then there's a tunnel. It just ends. They don't know what that's for.
Did it end or did it cave in? Was it caved in?
He said it ended.
Oh.
I don't know, but I wasn't going to go down in there.
No.
I think maybe that's a reservoir. Maybe when they were digging that well, they were thinking they were going to collect a lot more water in there. So. But anyway, it's mysterious. Guy was walking along one day, he stepped on a rock. It sounded hollow. He lifted the rock, and there was this dry well with this tunnel in it.
I know. How much more of that it's around here? You don't know.
It's wild. Well, see, so there's a few places that are loaded with this stuff. This is one of them. There's another place in Hopkinton that's a preserve that you can go, and there's like hundreds of those stone cairns all over the place. There's hundreds of them. But this place was unique because it was five chambers that we saw that whole day. We hiked all day. Started at 9 and got out of the woods just about dark at 4:30. But one of the chambers was obviously colonial. It had square corners on the inside. So that's colonial because the local people didn't think in terms of corners. So their chambers were round. The 2 of the chambers we went in went around like a kidney shape. They went around a big rock and then opened up inside. And then there was a flat In the back of the chamber was a flat rock that was buried into the ground that I assume you would sit on or maybe make an altar of. I don't know.
It was the
Like
place,
right in the
Mike.
back.
It was
What's
the
that?
place.
It was somebody's place.
Yeah, somebody's place. It was the place.
But it was in the
Place.
context of like there was two chambers next to each other. There was there's no foundation there. There's a snake wall, and the snake wall points at one of the chambers, and then there's this other formation where it's an oval of rocks, like a short stone wall, this high, and no entrance and exit. So it wasn't like it was never used to cage anything in. It wasn't high enough to cage anything in, but there's no like use for it. And it had one line of rocks coming off of it, like a regular straight wall.
Yeah.
The archaeologists are looking at it, going, "I don't know. There's no use for it." That's usually how you can tell the difference between a colonial thing and something else, because the colonial things like are functional. Like it'll be a fence, a wall that's big enough to hold animals in. Hey, Mike. But these things are purely symbolic. It was a few other
Got a new
things
place,
that we
huh,
looked
Mikey?
What's that?
I like the new angle.
Yeah,
nice.
that's too.
What's that above you?
This was
Me.
a
Is that a place
this
for
was kind of
stuff? What, you got
It
stuff
was a-
there?
like a moss cabinet that I put like sphagnum moss in.
Cool.
It was
You gotta put
I was
like
gonna-
pain pills or something in there.
That's where you stash your sphagnum moss.
that's
Yes,
there's
moss.
like a chicken wire in front of it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
you
That's cool. Hey,
like succulents. You plant succulents. Of it.
I was looking at that like some kind of life form in my apartment. 'Cause I got nothing right now,
Is that your girlfriend's
plant.
idea?
I mean,
No, that's
She cool with
like a
that?
pet that
Yeah.
really needs water.
That's I went to a plant nursery one time, and they had these cool things with sphagnum moss, like TV sets, things like that, and they stuff them with sphagnum moss, and then they grow plants out of it.
Nice.
Kind of an artistic thing.
Nice.
So what are you guys talking about?
I was just telling them where I was last week.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to watch the podcast now.
Damn.
Nobody wants to hear that twice.
We're yeah. About a little
Hey, what
over
about
half an
that
hour
place
in.
that we went to in on the Coventry Foster line there? Did you ever mention any like origins
yeah.
of all those
That's
cairns?
one of those places. Yeah, that's.
But what did they have to say about that place?
Well, the current thinking about those is that they were assembled as prayers. So they're like these monuments to a prayer, like kind of like Buddhists will have these prayer wheels that they spin. So the action as the thing keeps, like they'll have like a one they put in a stream, and the stream keeps spinning it, so the prayer keeps going. Right? So these guys, they're thinking now that these guys have built these things as a prayer, and there's always a niche for tobacco offerings and that kind of thing, And so that's what some people think, that they were erected on the places where people died. Like they removed the body to the graveyard, but they'd erect a monument to where the person died. So some people think that's what they are. But there's a lot of them, and back in history there was a whole lot more of them. They were everywhere in New England.
And the rock mounds, like those enormous mounds of stone that we saw, the dozens and dozens. What were they?
Those are like
those effigies of animals, or
some of them are
Manitou,
effigies. Yeah, some of them are turtles, because the idea of Turtle Island carrying the world on it, and some of them are where every time you walk by, you'd leave a rock in memory of some chief or whatever. And then after generations, it was just like, it's good luck to leave a rock here. And so people, every time they walk by, they put another rock. Kind of as a monument, I guess. And then there are things that line up, with different events. We saw one thing that was lined up with the winter solstice. I've got one out here that lines up with the equinoxes, the sunsets of the equinoxes. Apparently, southwest. Things are lining up southwest because that's where people go when they die. They go southwest and they go to the spirit road. So that's a big thing. Where they line things up.
Jesus, that's San Diego.
San Diego, where
dead
people
Die,
go
you
to die.
San Diego. Hell yeah.
Go to Champaign, Illinois.
I tripped in Barstow, the desert. It's a trip. Fucking beautiful. It's awesome. I saw the sun up, the colors, the shit. Yeah. And it looks like them covers on Don Juan book.
Wait a minute. You're saying you got your kicks on Route 66?
I don't know what route it was.
Close to Barstow.
I think it was
I'm gonna leave this thing on for a little while longer, and then I'm gonna switch.
I something. Was it the I-5? No, that wasn't the I-5.
Hey, the song
It's
US
95. They're 95.
US 40.
That comes across. I drove that down to New Mexico, all that. I took a pee
Yeah.
in Arizona, and then just stared at the sky for a while. Fucking beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, and I
I
don't.
forgot how many stars there are. Been a while.
That's one more.
Barstow, Kingston, San Bernardino. Is that right, Mike? Barstow, Kingston, San Bernardino.
You got to take that kind of trip, Mike.
That's what I'm saying.
Get your pickup yet?
Not yet. I'm looking at it again today, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
try
well,
Carvana?
Who has the lien? The bank or the someone else?
That's what I got to figure out.
It's not a
But,
stolen
hey,
pickup, is it?
No, it's brand new,
Brand new?
Can't get.
basically.
You getting brand new?
Well, used, but
What kind of truck?
It's a Toyota, so you can't go wrong.
It's a Toyota.
Yeah.
All
You really
right.
can't. Well, you could. Depends on what the last guy did to it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Really drove it.
He drove it. Oh my God.
He barely
Through
drove it.
Afghanistan. What's this?
I know. It
what's
was
this mountain
survived a
back-
hurricane down south, and so it's like full of seawater at one time. And
Yeah, it is
brought
that.
up here.
Ain't no Toyota can survive. Nothing can survive that. A dunk in the ocean is. Bye now.
That's death to a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought a lot of those cars up north. After
George
those
had a few of
hurricanes
those.
and stuff.
He liked to be near the
Yeah.
ocean a lot. Remember
Yeah.
your
Just
hood
being
on the
parked
Jeep?
near the ocean was bad.
Yes, just being parked. I had
Being there.
a Jeep. I had a Jeep that I parked next to the bay,
It looked like
and it
stars.
never was in the
You
water.
threw it up. Yeah.
And it just deteriorated
Yeah,
just from
look.
the mist of the
Look, the
ocean,
night sky.
salty mist that it was exposed to.
Yep.
It was horrible.
My cousin's van went into the ocean. He lost his brake. He was doing the trailer, right? And he sold this. And I asked him. I said, "Why?" He says, "I've seen it before. That's how I know about it. I mean, he says there's no saving it. So you can't wash it or not." He said, "Nope."
Nope.
It's fucking
You get the
over.
Rhode Island disease. You back your boat trailer into the water, and the truck gets into the water there. Then that's it. It's done. Best get rid of it,
Well-
because it's just gonna rot the hell.
Well,
at that
nowadays, plastic doesn't rust. I mean,
Yeah, but the chassis. Like I had
oh yeah, the big pot.
I
yeah.
had two vehicles that the chassis just rotted right out from doing that. I mean, it just fell to pieces,
Yeah.
to crumble.
Remember that Pathfinder? That cracked the two on a fucking speed bump. That was the end of that. One
Yeah.
of the main beams broke. The other one was hanging on, but now it was like,
Yep, it's the Rhode Island
wonder if those-
disease, man.
I wonder if those
throw it to
those
the
Ford
junkyard.
trucks that are all stainless or all aluminum. They're all aluminum, right? The new Ford trucks.
No, just the body, just the back body, not the chassis.
Oh,
Is just the bed.
That
in
must
the
take
back.
a lot of stuff, though.
Aluminum, really.
Aluminum, yes. Aluminum doors, aluminum bed in the back.
Wow.
Peerless? Were they made at Peerless in Situate?
Yeah.
Aluminum.
The last days of Peerless Aluminum making truck
They
parts for Ford.
malfunction.
That was
That's
a
why they
crooked weave
malfunction.
for me. That place
That's why they
sucked
mal-
dog. Oh my god. I like creating the doors though. That was actually kind of fun. And you know what? I didn't make two for my fucking house.
You should have.
Oh yeah, I thought that the rest of my life, the whole time I was there. I said I should have fucking made doors here. I knew how. I could have like double insulated them. Well, I'd have made like tank doors. You know?
Yeah.
Sure. Oh well.
Not your concern
Every
anymore,
time I asked
though.
Al something, it was no. You know what I mean? The guy was just a no machine. So
Al and Mal.
If it's not benefiting us, then we don't want to hear it.
it was
you
so
know?
fucking obvious. Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
fuck. Ow,
Were
let
you
go
there?
of my
Were you there?
arm.
Were you there when Bob Dorr knocked Ralph out?
I heard
I think
about it.
that's
That
what-
was legendary.
That was
I think that's
before
what-
my time.
Yeah. It's legend, though. Yeah. It went down in history.
Skinny old guy. You never think of it. Ralph said something about his wife. He turned around, popped him, knocked him out. He was down there for like hours. They were working on him.
Wow.
Eating.
I had to call the ambulance. I had to take him away in an ambulance.
Great. Did it make the Observer?
No. It was kept hush hush.
Oh, hush, hush.
Here's an interesting thing. I ordered 150 ladybugs.
Ah, nice. I didn't know. You had a recipe in mind? Or?
Yeah, aphid stew.
Ah.
I got aphids
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
in my plant room.
Ricky had that problem one
Yeah.
time.
You got to get a caterpillar.
Yeah. I like to let them run all over my junk.
So here's the thing: for $4.20, $4.20, I could have bought 1,500 of them.
Wow.
Wow.
But
Not
for
that
four and a
deal.
quarter,
Check it out.
Four-
I got 11 Stephen King books for $20.
okay.
Yeah.
That's not the same though. Somehow.
Well, we're both just as excited, but you know what I mean? That we've received things that we want.
This could turn into a Stephen King novel here. 150 ladybugs.
So
Yeah.
how many ladybugs you get? 250?
Seriously, what are you gonna do with them?
150. You let them loose. I'm going to let them loose in my plant room.
I've got a nest in my house,
Where,
and
the IGA?
this time of year, this time of year, there's this huge bloom of ladybugs in the house everywhere.
You could have caught George's ladybugs.
Yeah, I never bug them. I get them.
So that's the thing. For $4.20, you can get 1,500. For $4 and a quarter, you get 150.
What?
But I figure, what am I going to do with 1,500 ladybugs?
That's what
How
I'm
many are
asking.
arriving? Do they all arrive alive, or what's up with that?
Guaranteed to be alive. Yeah.
Now they're not those ladybug lookalikes. I just saw a weird picture on the internet with the dog's mouth. You know the ridges in the top of the dog's mouth? It's
Yeah.
all full of those bugs that look like ladybugs. They're all attached to the roof of this dog's mouth. It's like gross.
Wait, let me see. Yeah, no ladybugs there.
Bet you don't have any aphids either.
No, well, we have a lot of plants. My daughter is like, you'd get along good with my daughter because I'll have to show you a video tour of her plant menagerie that she
Yeah.
has over here. It's insane.
Planetarium.
Plants make
Yeah.
really good pets.
With the sunroom, man, that's perfect.
Oh, I gotta show you something. My daughter and her boyfriend gave me a chia pet.
Oh, yeah.
It's Chia Pet Willie.
All right.
Oh, nice. Well, that looks like a pretty good likeness there. Well, that's better than any chia thing I've ever seen.
So where do you grow
Isn't
the
that cool?
chias? Where do you grow the chias?
All on his hair.
Okay.
the braids. I'm gonna put them on his beard, his eyebrows.
He's just
It's
gonna
gonna be
get.
just green.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You'll have to like every podcast show us.
Oh yeah. We need
Yeah.
updates. Willie updates. How's Willie doing? We have a new member of the Blue Green Ocean Road. We got Willie,
Willie Nelson, the man, the myth,
the Chia.
the chia pet.
Watching it. Man.
That violinist, Mike. I got chills. I was just like, you know, you get down a rabbit hole. I was going one after another, like Zipporella, like girls who do Zeppelin, right? Or just anybody doing Zeppelin. Like I got just, it's fucking wow. That one got me. That chill when she goes, you know, my God, that was great.
Yeah, she's good.
I got a violin once, right? Because so I was surprised it was pegs. I learned everything. I thought it was broken, that thing in the middle that holds the strings up. I thought it was broken, but it just wedge it in there, and the pegs and it took me all afternoon just to get one whole note, just one just to do that, and that's pretty much all I achieved. That Jesus, no frets, nothing. You just gotta know where the hell it is. Oh my God.
Rabbit holes in Led Zeppelin. I got into all these young black people who never heard rock and roll music. You know, people tell them, "Oh, check out Led Zeppelin." You know, they do reaction videos, and you see these people like listening to Led Zeppelin and getting their minds blown.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Anyway,
I haven't had that happen since I was in high school.
you just have to play like Zeppelin 4, just 1, 2.
Oh yeah.
Physical Graffiti. Just
I'll never forget. I hadn't heard Led Zeppelin 1, but I was at JP's shed, and you guys were listening to it. You and Dave and JP were listening to Led Zeppelin 1, and I hadn't heard it before. And it was like, wow. You know, it was like the whole thing for me. It was like,
yeah, I had the 8-track. It was my 8-track. I had Zeppelin 1.
The first thing I'd heard from Led Zeppelin was, I guess it was Stairway.
Had to be.
yeah, me too.
That was the first
No,
album I bought.
Diamaker.
It wasn't because of
Diamaker.
Stairway.
I think it's Diamaker for me.
My cousins. I went over to my cousin's house, and they're like, "Hey, you got to hear this." And they put it on, and it was Black Dog. Was how it opened. I was like blown away. And then their older sister, whose album it was, came running in the room screaming at us and took the album back. So all I heard was Black Dog, but I went out and bought it the next day.
Must have.
Yeah.
I had Physical Graffiti. I finally got it. It was the 8-track, and I listened to it once, and the machine ate it. I only got to listen to it once. And then when I returned it, well, all night I desperately tried to rewind it back in. It was just a failed night. It was heartbreaking. And then I get back to Kmart, and they didn't have another one. But that's when I ended up with that live one. Remember that I played that over and over, the live one.
The Kmart, the record aisle at Kmart.
Johnston.
Man. Yeah,
Yep.
I've been there.
Yeah, that's
done
where the
that.
Stop and Shop is. No, it isn't. Wait. No, that's not where the Stop and Shop is.
That's
That's
a
not
good, no.
sense.
You're right. I think it is where the Stop and Shop is. That's where the Kmart was.
Do you know that Walmart? You know that
Ain't there
Walmart's
no
gonna
more.
buy.
They took away
You know
the
that-
fucking bowling alley and put in a bank.
You know that
Because we
Walmart-
need more of those.
Do
What's
we?
about
The whole country, the country runs on debt. What were you saying about Walmart there, Mike?
has a vinyl section.
But a bowling
Yes,
alley,
they
man.
do. They do have a vinyl section. They have record players there too for sale, like standalone record players and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too shabby. But that's what my wife wanted for Christmas. She wanted a record player because all of my record players are NG, and we tried to use them, and they're just too far gone.
Good
So
God.
I got her a record player for Christmas. That's what she wanted. We have tons of vinyl.
So you can hear all the pops and hiss and scratches and everything.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I
hey,
much prefer that.
that's
to
what she
clean
wants,
music.
man.
But you can stare at the cover, read the the liner notes, and fucking
Oh,
you seed your weed
that was
on
wonderful.
it.
That was wonderful. Yeah, you can those. Yeah, that was a whole like pop cultural touchstone is to be able to have
But
that album
we
cover.
dreamed of escaping
And
that to what we have now. We dreamed of it. Remember
yeah,
that CD
yeah,
player we saw? We were all shits and giggles when it had like 50, it would hold 50 CDs. It was a
yes,
tower. It was a monstrosity.
yes.
It was like a
I had one
robot.
of those things.
That's
Yeah, I
right.
had
You
a hundred
bought one.
CD,
You went back. You told me that.
100
I
CD
got one.
changer, and this whole yeah,
The
I was
jukebox.
fascinated by it.
It was
Yeah,
cool. But then
yeah,
the iPod came in like 5 minutes after that.
that's right.
We had those.
iPod was the best.
That was cool though, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
pulled it out like a jukebox, right?
Well,
Yes,
see?
exactly like a jukebox. Yes,
Yeah, we used
and
to go there and get stupid
jukeboxes
over
are
the
made
place.
Nope.
based on that same
Hey,
technology, the CD.
boys, I got to cut out early. My phone's about to die.
All right, buddy. See
I
you
just got the
later.
warning.
See you later.
Peace.
Let it
phone's
die.
about to die.
Yeah, I think there's something else going on there.
He's about
No,
to
that's
die.
all right, man.
It's not his phone. It's him.
He's still there. What's he doing?
Well,
Anyway,
okay. Well, we're almost at the end anyway. We're gonna get that signal in a minute. So this is Marcus Aurelius. So check this out. This guy, Marcus Aurelius. I like this, right?
Rome's last great emperor.
He writes, real good luck would be to abandon life without ever encountering dishonesty, hypocrisy, or self-indulgence or pride. But the next best voyage is to die when you've had enough.
Yeah. So he was like the Jordan Peterson of his day.
Yeah.
I think.
Because that's a pain. When you've had enough of dishonesty, hypocrisy, self-indulgence, and pride, when you've just had enough, you get the cut out,
Yeah. Right.
But the first luck
Then
would
it's
never
like-
run into it in the first place. Your whole life, Everybody's honest. It'd be great. But anyway, pretty good.
Yes, he was.
It's weird that who he was. I like that. Yeah, I like that. His writings. Meditations.
Yeah, well, and those are the things that they were able to that survived. I mean, he could have. There's so much literature that was made back then that never survived.
He's
the
got
Dark
like
Ages.
for a stoic, right? Like when somebody comes, like when you run into a rude person, right? There's that moment they call it the heat of the moment, and a stoic person would treat it with indifference, and then empathy. Try and see that side. So maybe his father's dying of cancer right now, and that's why he's throwing a fit at the checkout line or something like that. So first is indifference, like what the fuck do you care, right? And then try and figure out why somebody would be behaving that way at that moment. And then so anyway, that's all stoicism. It's fucking awesome. It's a good way just to look at
Yeah,
it.
there was two realms of thinking: the Stoics and the Cynics. The Stoics, the Cynics.
Yeah.
They were like everything's fucked and why bother with anything? Yeah, because there
Yeah, we
there
know
are
what
no
a
great
cynic is.
truths.
Yeah, I like that,
They're
though.
like the nihilists.
Yeah.
They're like
What is that?
Oh,
it looks
there's
exhausting.
nothing good. Take what you can while you can. Fuck everybody else. That kind of thing. And the Stoics were the ones that said, "No, we should plant the trees for future generations. We should stay true to our values, and regardless of how uncomfortable it makes us, that kind of thing."
Yeah.
So, yes. Well, that's just my simplistic.
Well,
take
the
on it,
nihilist in The Big Lebowski, right? He's passed out in
Right.
the pool with a
Don't believe in
fucking
anything.
whiskey. He goes,
Must be
looks
exhausting."
He's a nihilist. Oh, looks exhausting.
Uh,
How about in Fargo, the butcher's helper there, that girl, she's kind of a nihilist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
She's always reading
yes.
that book.
That's a recurring theme
Okay,
there.
then.
Yeah.
Okay,
The Coen
then.
brothers recurring theme.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Hey, have you gotten into the new season yet? I think there were 2 episodes released so far of the new season of
I,
Fargo.
I'm still on season 2, but have you watched it?
Nah,
Yes, I
I'm gonna
have.
wait. I'm gonna wait till I get the whole thing done.
What do
And
you think?
Okay,
What do you think of the new season so far?
it's okay. It's interesting. It's got that. I don't know if you saw Ted Lasso, but it's the gal from the. It's the influencer that is in the TV series Ted Lasso. This kind of cute uh, British woman. Uh, anyway, it's an interesting story. Like all the Fargo stories are interesting and on.
Did you
And
say
I would
Jodie Foster?
recommend Fargo to anyone.
Did you say Jodie Foster's in this one?
No, I was wrong. That's in the new Detective, True Detective. You know how
oh, that's a
HBO
good
has
series too. That one I
right.
like.
And so I saw Jodie Foster in that movie about the woman who swam from Cuba to the Florida Keys.
Jeez.
That 63-year-old woman who were able, she was a swimmer all her life, of course, but Jodie Foster plays one of her trainers. And she still looks good. I mean, she's got to be almost our age, and she looks great, man. She acts
Yeah,
well.
I always
Uh,
liked her.
yeah. But anyway, uh, good stuff, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so True Detective, the first True Detective was one of those great series on par with like Fargo and whatnot.
What do you
And
figure the weed budget was on that one?
what on True Detective?
The first season. Woody Harrelson
Uh,
and
oh, yes. Yes. That was a good pair up, boy. Those guys were
Yeah, they're
great
great.
together.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson is really good. It's good actor.
Yeah. Uh,
I think the
I'm
hand.
sure that's in the contract, yeah, to make sure there's plenty.
That was Zach Galifianakis. That's what he asked. He was interviewing Woody Harrelson.
You know the
You know
theme
that
song?
Between Two Ferns where he asks these like I don't know, almost like rude, uncomfortable questions. You ever see them?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Zach.
Between
Yeah,
Two Ferns. That was
Yeah,
the
he's
question.
Mr. Cringe, that guy.
I
for
like
sure.
Zach Galifianakis. Man.
I
But
like
this,
him. He's got. What's he live like in like North Carolina? He keeps his family on a farm in North Carolina, insulated from all the Hollywood weirdness and
No idea.
uh, social media and whatnot. Yeah, he's like an interesting guy. He really
Anything
is.
like anything about him, you just take with a grain of salt because you don't know what the fuck is really. It's like there's a show
Right.
going on there.
Because he knows how to play people.
You're
He really does.
you're being shown a show, so
the
Yeah.
stick that way
the
because
theme song for True Detectives.
Yeah.
That's the Handsome family.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
Fan of
So,
theirs for a long time, and they got that theme song. So it's kind of interesting.
well, I'm sure
Not the Hanson family, the Handsome family.
handsome, yeah.
the Handsome family.
It's two. It's a husband and wife. They call themselves the Handsome family,
Yeah. Not the Manson family, the Handsome family.
not the Hanson family.
Not the Hanson brothers, like, what is that, like a
Hanson
teenage
brothers,
pop
yeah.
group
You
a
gotta have
few
quite a
years
few people
ago?
in your family to have that title, though, right? You know, like if you were two people, you're not gonna call yourself the family, or whatever your fuck list.
But
Yeah,
they do. They do the
or name
Handsome
your
family.
house. All right,
That
man,
sounds like a true old timey kind of title
we're
for
going
their
out.
band and stuff.
So
All right,
good
folks.
seeing you guys, man.
Have a good day.
Yeah,
Peace be with you.
peace be with you, buddy,
Also with you.
and also with you.